What's up, everyone? I know I got on a little late tonight, but I was gonna get on earlier and go live and give my DUI speech. We thought it was gonna be four different videos, but my wife been messing with a new video editor. We could have done it all in one, but I want to get it posted tonight, so there's gonna be two videos. The first video it's gonna be two like 15, 30-second clips of me actually in my pickup truck suffering the morning of my accident, and then after that, it's gonna be my very first speech I ever did. It was a tryout. I posted on Facebook before I had my YouTube. When I first I didn't have wine race. I'll get to that a little bit later. And then from there, it's gonna be pictures of my pickup truck. That's gonna be part one. This is gonna be part two. It's pretty much an update of what I'm going through and what I've been through. So by the time this posts, the part one should be underneath it. Right now I'm live, but it takes like 12, 24 hours for this video to actually post onto my YouTube. So if you're watching it now, go to my YouTube page, and there'll be a part one of this. It's not up there yet. My wife's working on it, but usually I get on Sundays and I play oldies. But today, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I want to do my speech. I haven't done it for a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. I wanna. So I'll talk more at the end. I want to go ahead and start my speech right now, but and remember, there's going to be a part one. There's two parts of this. There's going to be a part one. A part one, like I said, is going to have a video clip, two video clips of the morning of my accident when I was actually in my pickup truck, and pictures of my pickup, and my very first speech that I actually did before my kids made me a YouTube. And that clip, that first speech actually gave me has 11,000 views. So as of right now, let me go ahead and start my speech. I want to update. It's pretty much an update speech of what's going on with me and what happened. So as of right now, can I please, all you guys that are watching, do me a big favor. And the reason why I say this, it means a lot and it makes a big difference in my speech. You know, my speech in person is more powerful than it is watching me online. I did a couple speeches through Zoom, and for me, you know, it's not as effective as in person because this whole COVID stuff. There was been a big hold on my speeches, but now everything's opening back up. I want to start doing my speeches. Do them for the high schools. I got 4 different counties I'm doing, trying to figure out, trying to get them all in. So I want to thank everybody that helped me to get into the every 15-minute program. I got in with MAD, but I haven't talked to that lady for a while. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I was on the news 3 different times, which I'll get deeper more into that. So right now I'm pretty much talking, giving people, time to get on. But let's go ahead and get the videos, my speech started. As of right now, can I please, all you guys, do me a big favor and close your eyes. Now I want all you guys to picture your everyday morning routine. Now I know with this whole COVID, it changed a lot, but what's your morning routine? Every time you wake up in the morning, do you get up, get on your social media, text a friend, have your coffee, get ready for school or work, whatever it may be, or just wake up in the morning and just chill. Now, before you leave your house, do you give your loved one a hug, your sibling, your loved one? You give them a hug and a kiss? Do you tell them you love them? Do you remember what they were wearing? Do you remember their smile? Can you see it? Now imagine waking up from a coma, opening your eyes, and all you can see is pitch black. Exactly what you're looking at right now. Now, at this point, I want everybody to go ahead and, whoever's watching or sees this, open your eyes. You see me? I was a victim of a drunk driver, of a DUI accident. I'm a living testimony and literally a medical miracle. So what I'm doing now, I'm turning my negative into everybody else's positive. I'm trying to do my best at trying to save life and trying to help people make the right decisions, not get behind the wheel intoxicated. So with that said, let me tell you my morning routine, specifically the morning of, but it was pretty much the same morning every morning. So I want to take you to the morning of that, the day that changed my life, September 18, 2018. It's a day I hold close to my heart because it was the last time I got to see my youngest daughter smile. It was the last time I got to see my wife. So going back to my morning routine, it's pretty much the same thing every morning. But the night before, I had talked to my friend slash boss, and I had a beautiful route that morning. I was pretty much going to make a 16-hour day in like 5-6 hours. So I was excited because I was gonna have a short day. I was gonna go and surprise all my kids, pick them up from school, and accidentally take them to Burger King. But I didn't tell them that. So, anyways, the morning of, I woke up. I always get to work about an hour early, but I woke up about 10 minutes before my alarm went off. Got ready. My daughter, she always came in the middle of the night and slept by her feet, knowing that I would wake her up to sleep on my side of the bed when I went to work. So I got ready. I turned off my alarm, woke up my daughter, my youngest daughter, and she was actually born on my birthday. So we used to call each other, I used to call her my birthday girl. She called me her birthday boy because we used to share the same birthday. I woke her up and said, birthday girl, baby girl, wake up, mama. And she woke up, and her smile always starts from her eyes. Her eyes would light up and just kind of glow. And she gave that big smile, half asleep. And said, good morning, Daddy, my birthday boy. I go, Mama, why don't you go lay down on my side of the bed? She said, okay. You know, I gave her a cheek gave her a kiss on her cheek. She gave me a kiss back, and I remember her smile, her eyes, the way they glow. And she said, okay, I love you, my birthday boy. I said, I love you too, baby. So I went on my wife's side of the bed, I told her, babe, I'm ready to go. I want to head to work now. And she kind of, woke up a little bit and looked at me, smiled, and said, okay, I love you, bud. I told her, I love you too, bud. Then she says, be safe. And I told her, always. And that was my morning routine every morning. So, anyways, I walked down to the hallway. I walk into the kitchen. I grab all my stuff ready, my lunch, my trucker's GPS, my flashlight, and I started the coffee maker. As I took everything to my pickup truck, started it up. That way it warmed up. And then I walked into the house, grabbed my coffee, locked up the house, and I backed up. Well, anyways, I drove. I was headed to work, and I remember right there on. For those that are watching this, if you're from my area, you'll know where I'm talking about. For those that don't, well, you can just listen. So, anyways, I was driving down Paradise on the corner of Paradise and Carpenter. There's I want to say it's a quick stop. It's a gas station. But every morning it would be busy. Every morning that gas station is always busy. Well, this particular morning they were extra busy, more busy than normal. And I remember looking at cars waiting to get gas. People, in the store at about 4:45 in the morning, something like that. It was 4:45 a.m., 4:40 a.m. I remember it was super packed. It was packed that day, and I said to myself, you know what? They must have a discount on gas. And so I leaned over and looked at the gas price and noticed, you know what? There ain't no discount. It's cheap gas, but it's more expensive than Chevron gas. Well, anyways, my light turned green. I turned left onto Carpenter. And as I was driving, I seen a car swerve into my lane. I didn't think nothing of it. I figured, they're tired or they dropped their coffee, because I've done it before. And they were trying to clean it up. But I wasn't tripping because they fixed themselves and they were driving cool. Well, anyways, which I should have pulled over, honestly. If you guys see a car swerving, pull over, get out of their way. Don't get, just avoid them. But I kept driving and, they seemed cool. They seemed like they were driving cool after that. So I wasn't tripping. As we got closer, and the last minute, they went into my lane again. And as I swerved out of their way, I guess I didn't make it. And this will explain my video clips when you watch part one. The 30 second to 30 second video clips of the first guy that actually called 911. He thought it was somebody else's pickup, so luckily for me, I was able to get the video. I don't know this person. Well, anyways, this was explaining a little bit of the clips. I remember getting hit, and in my head, I was thinking, you know what? Take your foot off the gas. Turn off your truck because you don't want to make the accident worse. I knew it was a bad accident. So that's what I thought I did. And then after that, I was thinking, you know what? I got to go help the people in the car. It's a bad accident. Then I said to myself, oh man, what if they got kids? I got to go save the kids. I started panicking. I got to save the kids. I got to go save the kids in the other car. It's a bad accident. Well, at that point, my son, one of my youngest sons, not always, but went with me to work sometimes. And I remember calling his name, and I looked to my right towards the passenger side, and I couldn't see him. And I started panicking. I tried getting out the pickup truck. I tried. In my head, this is what I remember. Now I don't want to say the wrong words, but pretty much flashbacks every time I hear sirens now. And I remember a little bit more of that morning. But I don't know, just my mind playing tricks on me because I have a lot of brain damage. But I panicked, and next thing you know, well, through the stories, I'll give you through stories, and I'll throw out here. Um, Imagine, getting home and having two sheriffs walk up to your door while my wife was home. She just got done dropping off the kids at school, and two sheriffs came up to the door and asked her if she knew me, and she said, "Yeah, that's my husband." They told her, "Well, you need to get to the hospital right away." And she goes, "What happened? What's going on?" And they told her he was in a bad accident. So she went, woke up my daughter, and luckily a friend of mine was there and drove into the hospital. But she had asked the cops if I was okay. The cops said, "I can't tell you. You just got to get to the hospital." So when she got to the hospital, they wouldn't tell her nothing. And at this time, I guess the accident was already in the newspaper. Well, she called my boss and asked my boss, "What's going on? Is Manuel okay?" She thought I got in an accident in my diesel. Well, he told her to hold on, and he called the main office, and they said my diesel was still there. I never made it to work. So right there and then, she knew I was in my regular pickup truck. Well, she had asked my oldest son at the time to go pick up the kids and take them to the hospital from school. Well, before they took me to surgery, so they let my wife and my oldest kids see me before I went to surgery, emergency surgery. And when they see me, I guess my eyes was pretty much popping out of my face. My face was completely swollen. Um, I had bones sticking out of my shoulder, my forearms. My femur was sticking out of my leg. My foot was degloved, my left foot. Well, luckily, I had my seatbelt because through the stories and meeting certain people that was actually there that helped me, they said if I didn't have my seatbelt on, half of my body would flow out the window and the bottom half would have stayed underneath my engine. Because I guess the engine came in my pickup truck. So many things saved my life this morning. But so come to find out, they had 32 pints of blood to stabilize me for surgery. I took a total of 52 pints of blood to save my life, which is crazy, honestly, because that means I got so many different family members out there that I never met because all the blood transfusions. But no, to be honest, let's, getting back to the main story, I had 52 pints of blood to save my life. I had a brain bleed in my brain with fluids in my brain, in a part of my brain that was non-surgical. But luckily, during the accident, or I should say the incident, because it could have been avoided if the person in the car did not decide not to get behind the wheel intoxicated, but they did. So during the accident, I had a crack in the back of my head that allowed my brain to get air and breathe. If it wasn't for that, I would have passed away. It took fire departments 45 minutes for the jaws of life to get me out of my pickup truck. Well, moving forward, my I remember waking up from my coma, and I heard my kids crying. I heard my wife crying. She sounded like she was like in front of my bed, I heard a deep voice with an accent telling her, it's time to prepare the family because you really need to start thinking about taking them off the machine. And in my head, I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't move my body. I felt like my body was paralyzed, but I forced myself to sit up. And when I did, the doctor, all the nurses flipped out and said, you know what, lay him back down, give him medication. And then I didn't know if it was 2 minutes, 2 seconds, but I guess it was 2 days later. It was pretty much the same thing. I heard my kids crying, that same voice talking to my wife, telling her, you got to prepare yourself because all his brain damage, his brain swollenness and fluids in his brain, his brain bleed, he might not have no memory at all, no recollection. Well, I can't pronounce the words anymore, but he may not have no memory. He may not remember you. He may not even remember his own kids. So in my head, I was thinking, why are you lying to her? And I forced myself to sit up. And, they laid me back down and I wrote, they had me write. I had a trach in my throat, so I couldn't talk. My jaws was wired shut. So I was, signed to get a pen and paper if I can write. Well, at this time, honestly, what I wrote, the first thing I wrote was, I gotta take a shit. But they were tripping out that I was writing and I was spelling. So I was pissed off at the doctors at this time, even though they saved my life. I was pissed off because they were telling them, you know what, pull the plug. He's not gonna have no memory. Well, come to find out, I guess they had told my wife a few times throughout the weeks that I wasn't gonna make it, that she had to take me off the machine. And she refused to take me off the machine. But I remember the doctor asking me how many fingers I got up. And I guessed, and I guessed right. And he told me, to watch his finger. And, doctors always start with the right hand. They go right to left, then up and down, and they use the left hand. Same thing. So that's what I did. I knew pretty much the routine. And they thought I could see. But honestly, all I seen was pitch black. So, anyways, they reconstructed my face. I guess I had 3 pallets crushed in my face. 3 of the 4 of my pallets crushed. And the way they did it was through my eyes, because my eyes was pretty much sticking out of my face. Well, anyways, before I get there, let me go back a little bit. My wife and my kids see me, and like I said, they tried to cover me up with a sheet, but I had bones sticking out of my shoulder, my forearm, my femur was sticking out of my leg, my left foot was decloved. But they said my head was so swollen, I had blood coming out of my eyeballs, I had blood coming out of my ears, my mouth. And my wife had asked him, is he bleeding internally? And they said, we don't know that yet. We got to take him to emergency surgery. Well, they took me to emergency surgery. Of course, they had a total of 52 pints of blood. But getting back to where I was at, they reconstructed my face. I guess they said my shoulder looked like a bunch of spider webs. My bones were so crushed, badly crushed. They said it would look like a bunch of spider webs. My forearm, I guess I was supposed to have no movement in my hand, which I do, no problems. Just things I've overcome. They had to amputate my left leg because my foot was so badly decloved that they couldn't save it. And as I was getting better, they put me up in a room And this made it even harder for my wife and my kids because the room they put me in happened to be the room my mother-in-law was in. And she had a pretty much a basic surgery in this. She was recovering in this room. While she ended up getting MRSA in her lungs. And let's just say she was the best mother-in-law you can have. She's no longer with us. But they put me in that same room. And when I went in that room, they told I caught MRSA on my lungs. I remember when I heard this, I started coughing. I made myself cough, making myself take deep breaths and hold it in, and I fought it. I believe my brother-in-law was there, plus my two sons that passed away. I believe they were all there with me, helping me fight. And it just happens to be in the same room that my mother-in-law passed away in due to MRSA in her lungs. Well, I ended up with MRSA in my lungs as I was getting better, but I fought it. I guess I was coughing all out. When I was coughing, I had stuff flying out of my mouth. But that made it harder, seeing me the way I was and then being in that room. But I fought it and I made it. And then, I went to rehab. Well, when I got home, kind of find out um, our landlord at the time was evicting us because I wasn't working, I couldn't pay rent, but I was in the hospital in a coma. He's just sitting there evicting us, and they sued us, took us to court, which, my Social Security pretty much cut out all the waiting time and got me my check. And we told him, what, we can still pay rent, and little by little we'll pay what we owed. And wasn't having it. He was pretty much a slumlord anyways. And knowing what I was going through, what we were going through, he evicted us. He sued us for what we owed, which was $5,000. And so during all this time, my kids, which at that time they were getting all A's and B's, pretty much at school every day. I didn't think maybe we missed a day or two. But during this time, they decided they wanted to be there with me in the hospital, not knowing if I was going to live or die. Having the doctors pretty much telling them that I wasn't going to make it. So they were spending their time with me. Well, they actually got in trouble through the district for that. And we went to the meeting, to the SARB meeting, and the lady, the sheriff, I guess she was the sheriff in charge of SARB, pretty much shut me up. I had an appointment that day for my brain because I had a brain bleed. And I tried telling her, you know what, my kids were with me. They didn't know if I was going to live or die. They were telling them that I was going to die. And she shut me up and said she didn't care, that the kids need to be in school. They need to be doing their homework. They need to be focusing on work. And they all got put on probation. They didn't care about what they were going through. So honestly, the school system is not made to help kids that are going through trauma. So as my kids were trying to get on track, then the COVID hit. So they haven't been able to get back on track. Well, anyways, everybody that was in that meeting came out afterwards and said that was on that table, said that the lady was wrong, that they had our backs. And, there's a lot of people in there was from a certain high school, and we appreciate it so much, and they actually helped us out. So pretty much the school districts they made to help kids going through trauma. They want what they want, and that's it. Plain simple, that's the law. Well, After that, I was told my son wanted to quit playing football, and I told him, you know what, don't quit. You gotta just remember, I'm gonna be there no matter what. Because I was a father that I didn't give a shit about my job. My kids were gonna have an event. I was gonna go to their event and be there, no matter what my job said. Regardless, if they fire me, they fire me. If I have to quit, I'll quit. My kids came first, and where I was at, all the jobs respected because I told them from the jump. They respected that. While where I was at, we became good friends with my boss and almost, became like my brother in a sense. And so I never had no problems. Well, my son had this football game, and every time he had a game, he would pump his arm. And as soon as he did that, I already knew. We call him Diesel. I already knew he read the play. He read the play, and he was going to get a sack, a tackle, but he read the play. So I would start yelling. Me and my wife started yelling. The whole crowd caught on after through games. As soon as they seen him do that, they knew he was going to have a big play. And I guess when I was in the hospital, him and another player from another team was a game to watch that everybody was waiting for. And my son won that match. But I guess every time he went up to the line, he pointed to the sky, did the sign of the cross, and did the diesel sign and pointed towards the crowd. And then my daughters, they still did their dance. They went to Vegas, won nationals, came back, won state, and I was able to actually go the second time because the first time I was still in the hospital recovering. But now that's something I'll never be able to see. My grandson, he was like 2 months at the time, and now he's gonna be almost 3. And I have no clue what he looks like. My other grandson, I know what he looks like. It's gonna be 3 years ago. He's gonna be 5 now. My granddaughter's gonna be 6. I have the only last time I remember them is what they look like. And something I'll never get to see is my daughters, my son, their kids when they get married. But now I'm pretty much so my face healed. Let's get more updated. So my face healed, but my nose is still broken. My jaw's still sideways. The palate that they were trying to hold up when they reconstructed my face still collapsed. My right cheekbone is still broken. It healed that way. My nose healed broken. The palate that they were trying to fit, well, three of the pallets were crushed. The one pallet they were trying to hold up while reconstructing the other pallets collapsed now. So, and the stitches they put in my mouth to wire my jaw shut, my gums healed over the stitches. So my gums are naturally feel swollen 24/7. My jaw sits sideways now. So I gotta go to UCSF and see a specialist. They're trying to figure out if they reconstruct my face all over again, wire my jaw shut again. That's still in progress. I had a major seizure, so I'm on high dose of seizure medicine, Keppra. So now my rates are a little higher. My risk is a little higher for every surgery because of my brain swollenness. They say it can take up to 15 years for my brain swollenness to go down. So if I was to fall on the floor or in the middle of surgery, my death can pretty much still be the cause of this accident. But they still, looking at how to fix my face. I just got an MRI on my shoulder. They're gonna have to give me a full shoulder replacement. And being my age, I want to need two of them. So in about 15, 20 years from now, I'm gonna need another shoulder replacement. So I'm looking at that as well. So I'm looking at least two surgeries, two shoulder replacements still to come. Um, Still trying to figure out what to do with my face. Maybe another reconstruction of my face. So my femur healed, but it healed with gaps in it. So they're gonna see, they figure out to take bone out of my hip and fill up the gaps and let it heal, or put cadaver bones in it and then let it heal. And then after my femur heals, I need a knee replacement, but my femur needs to heal because the way they do it is they drill a screw or something like that into your femur for a knee replacement. So I'm looking at that as well. So I'm looking at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 surgeries yet still to come. And being that the surgeries, I'm at a higher risk because of my brain being swollen. So my face, my whole left side is pretty much full of cadaver bones and hardware. And the boats underneath my eyes, in the sun, I have to wear glasses because that's the first thing that I feel starts burning from the inside out. Or even when I'm cold, they start freezing up from the inside out. And it's crazy because I hear people laughing, he got, metal in his body. And honestly, it's not a joke because it does make a difference with the weather. You feel it from the inside out, and it's no joke. So make this, a little shorter. I'm trying to get more details. I'm trying to, help everybody out, make, your decisions not to drink and drive, because you're not guaranteed to get home. You're not, don't become a statistic. Please don't become a statistic. So we were homeless due to my accident. The person that was in the car drinking, they didn't have no insurance, and we tried getting lawyers, and no lawyers want to take our case because they pretty much said that you can't, suck money out of a rock, pretty much. And so we got nothing out of my accident at all whatsoever. We were homeless for about a year, and I want to thank everybody that helped us during this time, the fundraisers. I want to thank the Modesto chapter in Paulus, Eternal Light Tattoos. There's so many people that helped us during this time. My wife's family took us in, and it made so much difference. But this house we're in now, it's more than my SSI gets. So I taught myself how to DJ blind at that. I can't use a laptop. I can't do, press a button and make a mix by pressing a button. So I have to do everything pretty much old school and do it blind. So I'm not, like a professional, the best DJ, but I'm trying and doing my best to bring food in this house. My wife had to go to work full time. So our rent here plus our bills, luckily, well, it's not luckily, it's a bad thing with this COVID, but our stimuluses went straight to rent, pay the whole rent, but we're so far behind our bills, and so far, we paid our rent, but trying to catch up, knowing that we don't make enough money. My wife, she's working hard, trying to make money to pay the bills. My SSDI, well, Social Security Disability, because I get credit for the kids because I worked for so long. And it's still not enough to pay the rent here. But luckily, the people did take a chance knowing that we didn't make enough money. And so honestly, to be honest, we're hurting. We're hurting. It's changed our whole life, our whole aspect. My kids are still trying to catch up in school. After my incident, because it wasn't an accident, to be honest, it's an incident. And then COVID hit and it got more behind because, the school system was not prepared, ready for it, and it kept shutting down. Well, anyways, what I want to start doing on my YouTube channel is I want to start anybody out there that wants to that's been a victim or been a DUI driver that wants to call and give their story, or if you're a family member of a victim, or please give me a call. I can record it, post it on my YouTube. Give me your story. I want to, my main focus is to try to help people be more alert, more make the right decisions. Right now, honestly, I took my medication. They got me on high dose of medication, so my mind's not thinking straight right now. But I still want to go live and throw this out there. This is all caused because my incident. I was hit on by a drunk driver. So I got a lot of brain swelling still. I'm completely blind. But please hit like, share this, share the part one. The part one's going to be more, how do you say it, more graphic, more. It shows the pictures of my pickup truck. It shows pictures of me in the hospital. It shows the videos of the actual morning me in my pickup truck. And my very first speech that I was just warming up is in there. So please share. I want these to go viral. I want these to go, not because I want to be YouTube famous. It has nothing to do with me trying to be famous. It just has to do with me trying to save lives. I want to save lives. I've been talking to high schools, to DUI classes, to AA meetings. And please hit like, subscribe, share, have everybody else share. Part one and part two. This is part two. Part one is more graphic. So please share, like, subscribe as much as possible. Only because I'm trying to turn my negative into everybody else's positive. So all you DUI drivers out there, be grateful. Honestly, be grateful that you're listening to this. Be grateful that you didn't put somebody in the hospital, and if you did, be grateful that you're still here. You gotta thank God that you did get pulled over. You gotta thank God that, because if you didn't get pulled over, where would you be? Either locked up, severely injured, or dead. That's plain and simple. You're not guaranteed to make it home, and please don't become a statistic. I became a statistic in 2018 of severely injured. I actually died 3 times. They had to revive me 3 times that morning. But I'm here. I lived, I survived, 52 pints of blood, brain bleed, my brain's still swollen. I'm still looking at least 7 to 8 different surgeries. This is 3 years later. So don't take drinking and driving lightly, please. Take it seriously. If you're at a party, get somebody the keys, call an Uber, call Lyft. If you're at a bar, wherever you may be and you're drunk and you don't have the money to call Lyft or Uber, you know what? If it's cold outside, if it's hot outside, yeah, put your AC on, put your heater on, but get on the passenger side. Don't get behind that wheel. So regardless of the situation, if anybody has a story they want to tell, please do me a favor, give me a call. I can record it. If you don't want to say your name, you don't want to say anybody else's name. I'm real particular. I don't like putting names out there unless I get permission to. Like everybody that's helped me with every 15 minutes, that helped me to get into speaking to the DUI classes. A lot of people I would like to thank. A lot of EMTs that the fire department, that I've talked to. I would like to thank them all and put the names out there, but I won't because I didn't ask them. But if you guys are watching this, I want to say thank you guys. You know, all the doctors. You know, it's crazy because the last high school I did, it was in it was in not very Escalon. It was in Escalon, and it was right when the COVID was hitting, and they just happened to shut down the school right after the every 15 minutes, the day after, something like that. Well, I had a lady come up to me, and she was in tears. Well, I had this girl come up to me, and she said that she seen my accident. She drove by, and while they had everything blocked off, and she seen the pickup truck, and I don't remember if she seen me in the pickup truck or not, but she was crying. She said she hopes, you know, everybody was. She prayed that everybody came out fine in that incident. Well, I had another lady come up to me. You know, she was telling my wife after my speech. You know, I have to cut it down to around 15 minutes and make it more powerful and strong within the time limit. Right now, I'm not making it that powerful and strong because part one is going to pretty much tell the story. But a lady came up to me. She was in tears. I mean, in tears. And honestly, if you see this, I would love for you to call me. I'll give my number at the end of this speech or at the end of my story. If you see this, please call me. I would like to talk with you and thank you. But she came up to me and she was crying. I want to say thank you for what you're doing. And it's crazy because when I first came out of my coma, the first thing I thought of, and I told all my kids, I told my wife, you know what? I'm here. I live. Get a hold of the schools. I want to speak to the kids. Get a hold of DUI classes. Get a hold of anybody you can so I can tell my story. And a lot of people helped me. But anyways, a lady came up to me and she said she was in tears. She was crying and hard. And she told me, you know what? I never get to see our patients after we work on them. But my daughter gets to see what I did. I guess she was one of the main nurses that was, or doctors, I'm not sure. She was one of the main ones that helped me in my emergency surgeries. And she as well told me that nobody thought I was going to live. They did their best. And she didn't know I made it. An EMT that was there, a fire department that was there, was surprised that I made it. He was talking to my wife and he was, yeah, you know, I brought him, or I was there, and everybody was surprised that I lived. But anybody who wants to tell this story, I want to start doing, you know, like, I don't want to say interviews, but I want to start posting on my YouTube, you know, people accusers or whatever, you know, I'm not sure how you say it, DUI offenders. If you want to call and give a story, please, I'll record it and I'll put it live. I'll put it on my YouTube. Or you want to go live on my YouTube, I can do that too. Victims, surviving victims, please call me and tell your story. Families of victims, please call me, tell your story. I want to start posting more stuff about DUIs. I want to start making people realize that it's a serious thing. It's something that will change somebody's life forever, like mine's and my family's life. It's turned upside down. It's turned upside down. We're struggling bad. We're trying everything we can do to stay, you know, above waters. And every bit helps. Trust me, every bit helps. We had a lot of people help us. I want to, you know, thank all of them. But my phone number, you know, write down my phone number. If you want to call and tell your story, I'll record it. It's 209-496-7571. Please, I'd like to get some stories on my YouTube, other people's stories. If you want to send pictures to my email is DJ dot, like a period, DJ dot see no evil 209 at gmail.com. Again, my email is dj dot see no evil 209 at gmail.com. My phone number is 209 496 7571. And I really would like to get other people's stories up here. And, during this time, I know some people that was close to me, that was there with me, they're in the hospitals, they got in some accidents because they were drinking and driving. I'm trying to prevent and trying to help the statistics get better, not get worse. And even during this whole COVID, statistics actually got worse. I don't want to get too much into that right now, but throughout, I'll get more into it on my YouTube throughout, with people calling and giving their stories. If you guys want to send pictures of anything of your accidents, please do. We uploaded this new video editor, which is part 1. We'll show you a little bit of it. So please watch the whole part 1. This is part 2. Share, subscribe, like. I want this to go viral as much as possible because I want to save lives. I want to help people realize that drinking and driving is a serious thing. It's like almost like playing Russian roulette because you're not guaranteed to make it home. Yeah, you may be just 2 blocks away, but that 2 blocks away, trust me, through everything I've been through and everything I've been having people research for me, you may not make it 2 blocks away. I had a family member not too long ago. I was supposed to DJ their party, and I chose to go DJ somewhere else where I got paid more. And I wish I wouldn't have, because if you would have seen me, maybe even talked to me, maybe I guess everybody was there telling him, you know what, don't drive. And he got mad, he drove, and he didn't make it home. He got in a bad accident and he passed away on the way to the hospital. So hopefully I can get my brother-in-law to call and talk about that, and I'll record it and put it on here. The incident that happened on Highway 5, 5 people passed away because they got hit by a drunk driver. I found out the story. It happened to be my brother, well, I'll call him my brother, my sister. His sister's, I don't want to say on names, his sister's roommate's family that was in that car on Highway 5, which that's when KCR 3 came and talked to me and asked what I thought about it. So another one out in Merced, mom actually killed her daughter through a drunk driving incident. I want to say last year during the time, matter of fact, it was during the time 5 people died in that accident right here on Highway 5 in French Camp, Stockton. While in Merced County, a mom got in a bad accident and she killed her daughter in the accident because she was intoxicated. So drinking and driving is serious. It will turn somebody's world around. For example, like me and my family. We're struggling like no tomorrow. Now I'm completely blind. I have 1 leg, but the difference with me is I can't sit there and sit in the corner and feel bad about myself. I won't do that because I got that can't stop, won't stop mentality. So I can't stop and sit in the corner, but I won't stop sitting here trying to spread the word and save lives. Put something positive out there. I'm turning my negative into a positive. And that's my main thing, my main goal now, is helping people, making people realize not to drink and drive. I have a lot of people around me still drinking and driving. A cousin of mine's, I love you, I'm not going to say your name, but yes, I am a little disappointed in you, but I don't hold it against you. But he got in pretty much flipped his car because he was drinking and driving. But luckily, and thank God that nothing happened to him. He's safe. He got out all right. Um, I'm trying to get this family over here. Trying to get them to call me. I have I want to say the aunt's number, but right here down the street from where I'm at, they got hit. It was in the middle of the afternoon. They got hit by a drunk driver and tore the family apart. Honestly, it tore the family apart. Um, the mom, I don't know what happened to the mom, but she didn't die. She didn't go to the hospital. Her husband was in, how do you say, in critical condition. He got sent to a hospital down here, a local hospital. The son was in critical condition. He got sent to the Bay Area. And the daughter, she was young. Her life was just beginning. Her life hasn't even begun yet. She wound up dying in this accident because of this drunk driver. So the mom was torn apart. She had a funeral to arrange. Her daughter passed away. She had a son that was in critical condition in a hospital in the Bay Area, and she had her husband in critical condition in a local hospital down here. You know, which way does she go? She stay with her husband. She go with her son. She worries about her daughter passing away. And that's just that part. That's not including the rest of their family. And I can imagine what they're going through, especially with what I'm going through. So I want to see if I can get them online and talk to them and have them give their story. Maybe some pictures I can upload if they send me some. Just I know I'm talking and I'm rambling, but this is serious. It's a real thing. Please be positive and don't get behind that wheel intoxicated. But I do want to get stories on my YouTube. I do want to get victims. I want to get families of victims. I want to get DUI offenders that are trying to make something positive out of it. That wants to pretty much fix it. And not everybody that's been a DUI offender, I don't hold nothing against you. Trust me. I love you guys, but be grateful that you're here. Be grateful that you did get pulled over or you did get caught, because that might have saved your life or somebody else's life. So honest, I just stepped on my puppy. Honest, give me a call. Again, you want to send me pictures to upload and put it with our discussion. My email is dj.cnoevil209@gmail.com. My phone number is 209-496-7571. Give me a call and let's get this going. If you're an EMT, you're a fire department, CHP, you want to call and discuss, certain incidents or, what you're seeing, or be safe out there, give me a call. I'll get it on my YouTube. Please share, like, subscribe, and share. Have everybody else share this. Part 1 is going to be more graphic. This is part 2. So please share, describe, or however you say it. But share. Have everybody else share it. Part 1 is going to be more powerful. But I want to get my story out there. I want to get people to realize and open their eyes and be more smart in your decisions. Because, like I said, you're not guaranteed to get home. You're not guaranteed to make it home. I'm trying to make my negative to everybody else positive. So please, before you get behind that wheel intoxicated, if anything, think about me and don't do it. But I want to thank God for allowing me to live and fight through this incident, because from everybody I talked to, all the doctors, there wasn't a doctor or a nurse in that hospital that thought I was going to live. They all thought I was gonna die. The way thought I was gonna make it. I'm not supposed to have motion in my hand. I wasn't supposed to, when I did come out of my coma, I wasn't supposed to have no memory because of all my brain damage. But I remember everything. I don't remember the time I was in a coma, but I do remember hearing my kids, my wife's voice every now and then talking to me. And you know, it's crazy because certain things I do remember. So if you have a family member that's in a coma, please talk to them. Play a special song that you guys have, because believe it or not, when I was in my coma, I did hear people talking to me. In a sense, my wife played our song, and it's crazy because I think one of the nurses told my wife, you know what, his my rates are going up. One of these, they told her, you know, to I'm not sure what if they told her to stop talking to me or turn off the song, because something to do with all my everything I was connected to. So I had a trach in my throat, my jaws were wired shut. I mean, so many things. I didn't even get to talk about half of it, and half the stuff I'm still going through, half the stuff that our family's going through, and are pretty much trying to survive. You know, here now that everything's opening up, our electricity may get shut off, or, you know, our water and all that. But I'm doing my best. We're doing our best to stay above waters. So this is real. Please don't get behind that wheel intoxicated, because there is a very good chance that you may not make it home. You might have made it home 20 times intoxicated, but it takes that one time to not make it home. So this is going to be pretty much the end of my story. I know I got off the subject a lot. There's a lot I didn't talk about, but please share again, like, subscribe, have everybody share, tell everybody subscribe, because I do post, you know, mixes that I do. I do go live on Sundays with oldies. I do want to talk and get more stories about DUI incidents, victims, DUI offenders. Please give me a call. EMTs out there, fire departments that's, you know, seen it, CHPs that's seen it. Give me a call and talk about safety, talk about not getting behind the wheel drunk. Do me a favor, everybody, please wear your seatbelts, because, like I said, a certain person that was there that helped save me pretty much told me that if I didn't have my seatbelt on, my body would have torn in half. My upper body would have flew out the window. My bottom part of my body would have pretty much stayed underneath the engine. So wear your seatbelts, and God bless everybody. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Please don't drink and drive. Gotcha. And remember my phone number. My last time, I know I keep repeating myself. My email. If you want to email me, send pictures. You know, call me. Get on my YouTube. Give your message, your story. Help me make this more powerful. Help me save lives by giving your stories. My email is dj.sinoevil209@gmail.com. And my phone number is 209-496-7571. All right, be safe, everybody. I'm out.